constitutional marriage amendment real quick. Are you for, I'm sorry, are you for something like that?
I am, in my own state, I have voted along with the vast majority of Alaskans who had the opportunity to vote to amend our Constitution defining marriage as between one man and one woman. I wish on a federal level that that's where we would go, because I don't support gay marriage. I'm not going to be out there judging individuals, sitting in a seat of judgment, telling them what they can and can't do, should and should not do, but I certainly can express my own opinion here and take actions.
See it?
I think the most troubling issue that I know of that Barack Obama is on completely the other side of John McCain and that I am on is the abortion issue, because his abortion stance is so extreme. It's so far, far left that it's way out of the mainstream. I think he's, in some sense, succeeded in trying to package up and pretty up some of his policies to make them look mainstream, even on abortion. But American voters have got to realize that his opposition to parental consent, his opposition to a ban on partial birth abortion, and most troubling, his opposition to the Child Born Alive Act, I think is, should be, and I say this, I mean, this is mild to say, it is quite concerning.
About Senator McCain's comments about health care?
I'd like to respond about the tax increases, and you know, we can speak in agreement here that darn right we need tax relief for Americans so that jobs can be created here. Now, Barack Obama and Senator Biden also voted for the largest tax increases in U.S. history. Barack had 94 opportunities to side on the people's side and reduce taxes, and 94 times he voted to increase taxes or not support a tax reduction. 94 times. Now, that's not what we...
America faces a crisis, and it's not a crisis like perhaps a Midwest summer storm, the kind that moves in and hits hard, but then it moves on. No, this kind will relentlessly rage until we do restore all that is free and good and right about America. It's not just fear of a double-dip recession, and it's not even the shame of a credit downgrade for the first time in U.S. history. It's deeper than that. This is a systemic crisis due to failed policies and incompetent leadership. And we're going to speak truth today. It may be hard-hitting, but we're going to speak truth today because we need to start talking about what hasn't worked, and we're going to start talking about what will work for America. Plan? What does he actually seek to accomplish after he's done turning back the waters and healing the planet? The answer is to make government bigger, to take more of your money, to give more of it to others, and to take more orders from Washington, and to reduce the strength of America in a dangerous world. I spoke of this, but back then it was only my words that you had to go by. Now you have seen the proof yourself. Candidate Obama didn't have a record while he was in office, but President Obama sure does, and that's why we're here today. The Tea Party movement is part of this noble...
Well, she was an American girl, raised on promises. She couldn't help thinking that there was a little more life somewhere else.
More of the same, and it's going to lead to more failed economic policy. We shouldn't be surprised, though. Obama, as a candidate, he promised us that he would try to fundamentally transform America and that he was into redistributing wealth, and that is part of that class warfare that he wants to engage in, but the rest of us should be above it and not allow him to get away with that this time. What he's doing this time, Sean, really is underestimating the wisdom of the people. We know that increasing tax rates on anybody, regardless of income, at a time of economic
economic woe will certainly not grow the economy, will not.
Alaska Governor Sarah Palin joins us live. Good evening, Governor.
Hi, Greta. How are you?
I'm very well, but there are a lot of Americans who aren't. They need jobs. What are we going to do about jobs? Do you have an idea that's any way different from what the president said last night? Because we're looking for all options.
Well, speaking of last night, that was a tough speech to have to sit through and kind of try to stomach, because the president is so off base in his ideas on how it is that he believes government is going to create jobs. Obviously, government growth won't create any jobs. It's the private sector that can create the jobs. And his theme last night in the State of the Union was the WTF, you know, winning the future. And I thought, okay, that acronym, spot on. There were a lot of WTF moments throughout that speech.
It was a great big world.